Pop, pop, pop. I know using gun sounds probably ain't the most biblical, but if you remember that Jesus is King, Jesus is Lord, that he died on the cross, rose again 3 days later, and you had a relationship with him, bro, you good, you straight, you doing better than most, fam. Can't lie to you. All right, we got a video. What we're gonna be talking about today is Mikey Williams. If y'all don't know who that is, not NBA star, high school phenom. Can't lie. Got big after being with like Bronny James, hanging out with him. I mean, he was a top player in the country. Committed to Memphis. He caught a gun charge, or I don't know exactly, but a lot of people are saying this is the end of him. We won't see him anymore. I want to kind of react to and give my perspective on this, because anytime I hear a young teen saying that this young teen's not going to go anywhere in life, that really just strikes a nerve, because I don't believe that. I believe you got a lot to live for. But let's watch this video. Let's watch this video. Pulling out a different reaction camera. Ugh.
Mikey Williams is an American basketball player who was a standout star back when he hooped in high school. The talent was there, the swagger was there.
That boy got swag.
His fame blasted even further through the roof when he played alongside Bronny James,
Bronny!
the son of global basketball
Bronny
icon,
too.
LeBron James. At one point in time,
Bronny
Mikey
back though,
looked
can't
like
lie.
he had the whole world ahead of him, but that all came crashing down on March 27th of 2023.
We're learning more tonight about the shooting at San Ysidro basketball star Mikey Williams' Hamul home last month.
San Ysidro High School basketball star Mikey Williams is facing multiple charges tonight related to a shooting in Hamul.
A judge today ordered former San Ysidro High School basketball star Mikey Williams to stand trial on 6 felonies.
Who is Mikey Williams? What exactly happened, and what does the future look like for the basketball phenom? Well, I'm about to get into all of that today.
Man, y'all gotta be careful. I gotta be careful, man, especially when you got a lot going on in your life.
Born June of 2004
People be hating.
in San Diego, California, Mikey was born to play basketball. Under the guidance of his parents, he actually first held a basketball when he was only a baby at 11 months of age. He would continue to play on an outdoor court in his apartment complex day in and day out. For Mikey, there was nothing else. Ball is life. I mean, when he was just a kid, he worked as a ball boy for the San Ysidro High School, where the coach at the time said he couldn't keep Williams out of the gym. Then he actually had his first official game dunk at just 12 years old.
Crazy. So
by
never
the time
done.
he was in the 7th and 8th grade, according to Naismith National Youth All-American Report, Mikey was the #1 ranked player for the 2023 class.
#1 player.
From there, Mikey just kept on hooping and hooping, eventually joining the Amateur Athletic Union, also known as the AAU. And it was there and then where he played alongside Bronny James, the son of NBA superstar LeBron James. King James was there to watch all of his son's games, and as a result, got to know Mikey a bit. To this day, LeBron still follows Mikey on social media.
Dang.
Anyway, Mikey eventually attended San Ysidro High School, where he used to just be a ball boy, and in his high school debut, Mikey recorded a staggering 41 points in a lopsided 98-46 win.
The bro's a bucket.
In his next
He's tough.
game, he didn't slow down either, as he recorded 50 points in another victory. Soon afterwards, he went completely Black Mamba mode and recorded a career-high 77 points in a 116-52 victory over Kearney High School. He eventually led San Ysidro to the division title, as he averaged nearly 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. At the end of his high school career, Mikey was considered a 4-star recruit by ESPN,
Dang.
but more than that, he became an internet social media sensation.
Bro's a
with
legend
millions of
on
followers
Instagram for sure. Everyone
which
knows him.
included LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and even Drake. At
Drake?
that time as well, Mikey already had a multi-year endorsement deal with Puma, becoming the first American high school basketball player to ink a sneaker deal.
Signing
with
a
global footwear
signing a
company at
deal
just
in high school is
17
crazy.
Years old. It was clear Mikey wasn't your ordinary high school hooper. He already had fame, he already had money, and by all accounts, he was already a superstar. Unfortunately, that all came crashing down in March of 2023.
Oh,
and
man.
with that being said, Let's get right into it.
This is what we're here for. I gotta hear I don't even know the details really.
As David Gottfredson reports, the records say the shooting victim showed up at the home unannounced to ask for a walkthrough of the mansion.
On March 27th of 2023, at his home in San Diego County, an argument occurred between Mikey and some quote-unquote uninvited guests. This is his home. As y'all can see, it's quite
that's a nice
secluded
home,
in
though.
the middle of what looks to be nowhere. So if anything happened, no neighbors were going to be able to call for help, and no one was going to hear anything. Anyway, this whole incident happened late in the evening. Apparently, the alleged victims took an Uber to his house unannounced, close to midnight, to ask for a tour of the house. That's right, guys. According to news reports, the 5 alleged victims arrived at his house unannounced, close to midnight, to ask for a tour.
Pulling up
of the
unannounced at
house.
12 is crazy.
2 of them were adults, while 3 of them were minors. Please correct me here if I'm wrong, but from what I gathered, there was no party going on in the house from the reports, and it was just Mikey and his roommate in the house at the time who answered the door to these 5 people. One of the unannounced visitors, a female, was apparently dating Mikey's roommate. But regardless, the homeowners didn't like this unplanned visit, got angry, and started verbally throwing a bunch of angry words towards the group of 5. Some of these unannounced visitors went on to testify that Mikey threatened them at this point in time. In fact, according to the news, this is what was said.
One girl testified that Williams told the group, quote, "We better get to stepping or you'll leave with bullet holes."
Oh,
A boy
wow, that's
stated
crazy.
That Williams told them here, quote, "Y'all better leave before I kill of you all."
Oh wow, Mikey
So
Mikey
after the
was
exchange
Mikey's
of
wildin'.
words, the group of 5 decided to leave, but as they were leaving in the Uber,
But it's your
shots
house,
were
bruh,
apparently
like-
fired onto the Uber vehicle, which
Oh,
was
wow.
a Tesla. Thankfully, no one inside the car was hurt.
He shot
Now,
at the
this
Uber.
point in
What?
time, none of the 5 unannounced visitors actually saw Mikey shooting a weapon, but the only person who said he saw Mikey in the act was the Uber driver. It's also important to note that it was really dark, because remember, it was around midnight, so visibility was at its worst. When the question was posed if the Uber driver and the 5 visitors knew each other beforehand, the Uber driver's lawyer responded,
I am not aware of any relationship between those individuals and my client.
One thing here is for sure. That Uber driver probably didn't get paid nearly enough for what he went through.
Definitely not.
All jokes aside, soon afterwards in April, Mikey was arrested on 5 charges of assault with a weapon and 1 count of firing into an occupied vehicle,
That's
but he was
crazy.
soon released on bail. A detective later testified that investigators obtained a search warrant for the house where they recovered 2 weapons. However, none matched the one that was used on March 27th. Mikey pleaded not guilty to all the charges, but if convicted, he could potentially face up to 28 years in prison.
28
As
years.
it relates to basketball, Mikey is currently a part of the Memphis Tigers, where Penny Hardaway is the head coach. But of course,
Hardaway.
Mikey isn't being permitted to be a part of the team or use any of the team's facilities until all legal issues surrounding this case have been resolved.
Yeah, facts.
Now, let's get to the last part of this, which will decide Mikey's future.
Yeah, where does he go from here? This is a good question. This is
At
going to
the
lead me into my
moment,
next
Mikey
one.
is being ordered to stand trial based on the charges against him. Needless to say, if he's convicted, this will be the end for Mikey Williams and his basketball career. 28 years in prison is a long time, and Williams will be nearly 50 years old by that time.
50.
Now, I'm glad that no one got hurt. And
Also,
everyone was
he
able
gets
to walk
time
away from the
served.
scene
No.
unscathed, but this should be a cautionary tale to NBA players.
Yeah, it is.
Especially someone like Ja Morant about the dangers of just
All right.
simply carrying around and flashing
Okay,
weapons.
I'm going to answer where Mikey goes from here because he's just giving his perspective. But I'm not hating. Shout out to, let's get to the, you just watched the Sneeko video, so go watch that one. Hoop Reports. Everyone go check out Hoop Reports. Anyway, here's what I want to say. Of course, he made the wrong decision. Did not handle this correctly. Shooting at an Uber driver's car just because you had an altercation, especially even if they weren't supposed to be there, if they showed up unannounced, that doesn't give you the right to shoot at them. Also, we don't know exactly what happened. He pled not guilty, so he could be innocent of these crimes. Could have been somebody else. Who knows the details? That's not what I'm here for. What I'm here to say is I don't like the narrative that his life is over. He said in the video, this will be the end of Mikey Williams and his basketball career. No, it will not be. It will be that if all his life is going into basketball. Now, it looks like it could be that. But what I will say is, first off, 28 years is what they're saying he could get if he's convicted of all those crimes. Probably won't be convicted of all of them. But even if he is, it's not going to be the full 28-year sentence. He could get out on parole on like 13 years, 14 years, maybe 10 years. I don't know the exact year count of California. But I know time served each day is like 3 days, stuff like that. Like, he's not going to be in there for 28 years till he's 50, maybe till he's 30. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's awful. But, guys, if we are defined by our lowest moments, and what's the point of God? What's the point of Jesus Christ dying on the cross for us? Of course, it's not looking good. It's not. And I'm not here to say it's not what it is. But what I don't like is a narrative that his life is over. No, his life isn't over. One, he could win this case and he could be good and he can move and be more careful going in the future. Second, he could be convicted of this crime. That does not mean his life is over. He can leave an impact in this world still to this day. And I don't like that narrative that it's over. I don't like that. I do not like that. Now, I do think this is a product of something that happens when we put all our trust into one thing. If we don't put our trust into Jesus or God, guys, what are we doing? Jesus or God, both, either. If we don't put our trust into God, guys, what are we doing? Things like this will take control of our hearts, control of our lives. So when situations come, when someone shows up to our house at 12 o'clock, we just see it as surface level. We don't see the big picture. We don't see what God's really doing in our life. You understand what I'm saying? When we don't have God as the center of our life, we put an emphasis on little moments that really don't mean much of anything. You know? And this isn't coming at Mikey, but this is coming at the world. Like, we struggle with that. I struggle with that. When something bad happens and I'm not focused on God all the way, it affects my whole life. That's not what should happen. We should put our trust into Him and Him alone, and to know that He has a plan and a purpose for our life. He has called me to do great things. Yes, amen. Like, let's keep doing that. I don't know. This story was just something I wanted to react to. I didn't know all the details, but it hurts me and it breaks me. And I'll be praying for Mikey. I encourage you to pray and pray for the victims as well. Anyway, I'm glad if you made it to the end of this video. I'm rocking with y'all. There's more content like this coming out. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.